Welcome to another episode of That Crazy Triangle Guy. WTF, Bitcoin. WTF. We're looking at the Bitcoin liquidation heat map here with the symbol button checked and 24-hour time frame chosen just to show the damage here. Watch what you do with those high leverage orders, guys. So yeah, they will come get you. And speaking of coming to get you, let's go see who they got. We're here looking at the total liquidations, also on CoinGlass, and it's down to 1.17 billion over the 24-hour period. It was as high that I saw as 1.25. And if you look in this little box below all that data, see the largest single liquidation was 15.24 million Bitcoin, dollars worth of Bitcoin. Now, I was taking a look at this as we were dumping down, and for quite a while, the largest liquidation that was printed here was a $5 million one. And that had been there for quite a while. And it wasn't until the very end, near the very end of our dump, that I looked and saw this. So, are we merely collateral damage in the big whale wars? It seems. Now, of course, they're just trying to liquidate everybody, but were they coming after this guy specifically? I notice every once in a while when we get these big liquidations, you see like a $15 million, I've seen an $18 million liquidation a couple times. So, it just makes you wonder what's going on out there. So, now, if we scroll down this page, down here, you have your total liquidations chart, which shows your daily liquidations over time. And as Michael Pizzino pointed out in his most recent video, just like a couple hours ago, we've had the highest 24-hour liquidation not the highest, but one of the highest in recent history anyway, probably in all-time history, since the prices are much higher than they were back when. And he pointed out that this is comparable to this high liquidation here on the 8th of December, which preceded another rally upwards. And so, shout out to Michael for that, pointing that out to us. Now, let's take a look at our chart. We're on the hourly time frame, and holy mackerel, we're going back up. 108,194. We set a new all-time high today at 109,300. Now, before I say whatever I was going to say, last time we left off, we were just breaking out of this symmetric triangle that I had drawn here, and I said, this could be. I think I looked at the liquidation heat map. Whenever you see a big move like this, look at the liquidation heat map on CoinGlass and just watch what's going on, because a lot of times they're just, people call these fake outs, but they're just liquidation moves. They're getting the extremely over leveraged people. So they may just come up and do that and then come back down. But depending on what's going on, they may just keep going and going and going. Now, they didn't do that this time. And as this was happening, I said, we could see another one. We could get a fake out up here, then we could get a fake out down below. And I went like this, down here like this, but I didn't realize we were going to go down here like this. But man, certainly did. Certainly did. So you'll see this a lot of times with these triangles, especially if there's especially before a big move up. This is a shake and bake, man. Shake and bake. Now, what's interesting, I was just watching this a few hours ago, and I wasn't sure if we were done here. We kind of hung out down here for a little while. We didn't just bounce right back up. We kind of hung out down here. This is an hourly chart. And right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 hours, we were where? We were hanging out right here. Now, if you look, we're hanging out right here at the tip of this M. And that's what happened after we came up here, came down here, came up here, and had this move to the upside, a fake out move to the upside before this big liquidation down here. So, yeah, this could have been they were trying to trap more longs right here with this move, and then got them all here. And then in doing so, created this M pattern. And when we broke out here, if you measure that, that would give you this target here from the breakout up here. And so we did fulfill that, but it was really sketchy because as we come up here, we spent several hours getting blocked by the tip of this M. And that's not good. I was like shitting myself. Not really. I wasn't shitting myself. That's gross. But I was kind of concerned that we weren't going to blast through. I'm like, come on, man. Are we going to blast through here? If we don't blast through there, we're going to come back down here and go, boom, boom, boom. Something like that. Potentially. And then finally, we did it. Finally, we did it. We blasted through. And when we blasted through, we certainly did. And you know what? I think Michael Saylor must be buying on the spot market. That's freaking crazy, man. We just blasted through and kept blasting. I was seriously doubting whether we were going to make a new all-time high when we kind of did hesitate around this, somewhere around here. But then, man, we did. We just kept going and made a new all-time high. That was great. And now, we're attempting to do so again. And, so I already showed you. I don't know if I showed you because I screwed up and I had to cancel. I was making a video and I had to stop it. I screwed up and so I started over. I don't know if I showed you yet on this video. So I'll show it again. And if you already saw it, if I already put it in this video, just skip over it. But you should have this on 2x speed, so it should be real quick. But so where are we going? So you can see the target from the symmetric triangle pattern is right up here around the top of our white parallel channel, which is around 110, 111,000. But also in the previous video, I showed you that I had these targets maybe a little bit too a little too long. So I shortened this one You can see if I put it there, it's a little shorter than the other one. And so if we put this here where we did break out, where does that take us? Yep, takes us to 110. Now that's just shy of the top of our white parallel channel. That's at 110. Let's erase that guy. And let's just move this guy. Let's move him somewhere else. You know what? We don't need him anymore, right? Well, I'll leave it there in case I need it for a future video. So yeah, 110's our target. Now, what's interesting is that if you go over here on the coin glass on the order book, Bitcoin order book, and we're on Bitcoin USDT pair, and then you click on 100 and you click on the red one here, and you can get see all the sell orders. And if we scroll down here, these are the cells, and what do you see? Double digits, double digits, double digits, double digits, until you get to 110. 630, man. Right there at 110. So they know where the target is. They know where the top of the white channel is, roughly. It's really at 111 right now, but that's pretty damn close. And if you then go to Bitcoin USD pair and click on 100, click on the red line there. And what do you got? Double digits, double digits. Whoop! Oh my God, we're going up. Wait. Oh, I didn't scroll down enough. Double digits, all the way up to 110, and then you got 410 there. Now you are seeing. Oh, it looks like we're moving up right now. Oh, we're at 109. You do have this order that keeps disappearing at 109 there. Keeps disappearing and reappearing at 109.5. But clearly you have a block here at 410. Now, if we go above, if we break above the top of this white parallel channel, things could get a little bit cray-cray, man. Now I'm going to switch to a, no, let's just scroll back. Let's scroll back, because in the beginning, in the beginning we did come up above the white channel right here. So it's been done before, and we failed. Well, you can clearly see how it acted as, stop moving around, acted as resistance here. We found support on it, but then fell through it. Tried to get above it, but we couldn't. Now, but when we break out of here, this is the channel from which all parabolic bull rallies start. And arguably, you could say that we are starting the parabolic bull rally from 89K right here and going like this. Now, what I expect to see, if we do come up here, we could keep going up a little bit. I'm going to have to rethink this, all these lines down here. If we do break out above here and come up here, the pullback could be a retest into our FOMC meeting, retesting the top of this white channel. Yeah, could we wick through it, but then close a daily candle above there? Anyway, I'm getting way ahead of myself, but just if we do keep going, at some point we do have to have a pullback. At some, you just don't go up forever. And I think the target would be the top of this channel at the FOMC meeting, which is around 112. Now, we can go back in time. Let's switch to a daily time frame. And we can follow this channel back in time and see that, in fact, we did test its support on the way down here in the bear market of 2022. And see, in this area, we consolidated on top of it before finally starting our parabolic bull rally. But here, so similar to 2017, this is kind of what we're doing. Consolidating up here, shooting through the channel. And so you can see that if we did come up here like this, after a few weeks, we did come back down and retest that. That's not a really good example. I think there's some other time. Maybe it's back here that we actually, yeah, here we go. Oh, that's a little bit. Oh, here we go, right here. This is probably more akin to what we would see, where we would shoot up here. Let's get our little measuring tool out. And we broke out above there. See, that's a 20% move above the channel. And then we came back down and retested it and then continued our blast off mode. Now, this is way back in, oh, this is 2017. What the hell? What was I looking at over here? Oh, that's 2019. Gotcha. That's a little intra market rally, intra cycle rally, I should say. Now, so yeah. But then note too, keep this in mind, how we did see this and then rally upwards, and then we came back down. Let's see, that's in May, and this is in July. I think we could see something similar with Bitcoin this cycle. We could see our rally here. Now, I don't know how that's going to play in with Michael Pizzino's wave chart that he has laid out, because we're in wave 5 of 5 on his chart right now. And well, this would be the explosive wave 5 move. But what I think is going to happen, then we will see a pullback into the summer, and we'll see another rally in the fall. Now, of course, a lot of things that depends on a lot of things, but it could be, you know, the economic factors at play, how they are delaying the rate cuts. Possibly we'll see rate cuts later on, and this is the most crypto-friendly administration in the world. They're going to be focused on promoting on crypto, so I do think we'll see another rally at the end of the year, and then maybe a different kind of a bear cycle going forward. But that depends on a lot of economic factors and stuff. Who knows that far out? I think that's the plan, though. So now here we are, up at 108,675. Wow. So could we then see a 20% move up to like 100 and maybe let's dampen it down a little bit. Maybe a 15% move. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Now, keep in mind that we do have the that 5 day 5 day strategy with the low volatility, extremely low volatility on the BBWP, the Bollinger Band Width Percentile. Now that is an Eric Crown strategy, and he did point that out the other day, and I pointed it out to you as well. And but remember how I said that if you wait for the expansion above 10% here on the BBWP, a lot of times you miss the move. I went over this in a video, a couple videos ago, I think, and pointed out all the times in the past where the moves, the majority of the moves already played out, because 5 days is a long time to wait for a signal to be confirmed. And currently, right now, we are at 12.3%. Well, I think 24 hours ago, we were down at 5. And when we had that dump today, we went all the way back down to 1.59 or something. But this pump has, changed that. So we are actually breaking out now. And this closes in 14 hours. This 5 day period closes in 14 hours, and we're starting the breakout. And the stochastic oscillator here is pointed clearly to the upside. And remember when I was talking in the video before, it was pointed down, I think. And I'm like, you know what? This is going to flip. You have to anticipate where the stochastic oscillator is going to go. If you're looking like back here where it's going down and down and down, well, you know what? Before this was down, this big one was down. I'm going to have to go back and look at the video. So anyway, things can change just like that. And it's not always that upon expansion, the move's going to go where the oscillator is pointed. It's more that the oscillator points where the move is going. So keep that in mind. And the target, you should go listen to Eric Crown. I think the target to the upside is averages like around 40% from a breakout on this move. And I don't know exactly where he starts that measurement. If it's when the setup signals, when it when the setup starts, or upon the breakout. I don't know where he measures it exactly. So I'm going to have to go listen too. Maybe he'll go over that tonight. I haven't listened to his video yet. So 40% move. Oh, I remember now. I did the math because I did the same thing right now. 40% is it'd be 140, but it's not. It's because you add it to like 89 maybe. So it's like 130 something. So yeah, could we then come up here to like say 130 this week, and then see a move back down to the top of the channel heading into the FOMC meeting, and that would be a 13% move downwards. So that's very, very reasonable to expect to see. So keep that in mind. In the meantime, I have these stupid lines here that are kind of playing out, but it's coming a lot faster than I thought. I mean, well, I don't know. maybe this still could play out because we didn't necessarily come straight up from here. We had this huge fake out, which is good. This is very positive because it signals that they're liquidating all these people to make this big move upwards. And it's kind of stalled here. So I'll have to see what happens from here. Now, we did have all those orders at 110, so they might block us here. And I don't know if we're going to follow this green path here because we already did that. And we did come down to actually this question mark here, roughly, which was 100, around 100. And we did break into the Gaussian channel, the top of the Gaussian channel, just barely broke into it. So that's okay. And I should have known that we weren't done with the Gaussian channel here, because if you remember, I pointed out that we had closed a daily candle above it, and then we closed this daily candle here on the 15th above the Gaussian channel. But then the next day we came back down into it, and we did not start a new daily candle. Well, we did, but then lost it, and since have not started a new daily candle in there. And also, a lot of times the Gaussian channel, if I turn that on, when we fall into it, we tend to stay there a lot of time until it flattens out. So the fact that we wick down in here once again makes sense, because then and a lot of times it might even turn red. It might start to turn red a little bit before we see that bounce. So keep that in mind too. We may not be done here. I mean, it might stay extremely volatile, with these whipsawing back and forth here across this area. Not certain, but what I think now that we've spent all this time, or we spent all this energy, I should say, having this move down here, this extreme move down here, and a huge liquidation day, that we're going to probably stay up here and do something more like either like this pink line here, and then possibly see a pullback into the FOMC meeting, if at all, who knows? I'm just assuming, because it's kind of what we do, with the uncertainty of what's going to happen there. But I don't know what really people are expecting from this meeting, though. So, and if we did pull down to the center line of this channel, that would create yet another higher low. This being now a higher low that we've created. Definitely. I mean, we've had these other couple ones here, but they're kind of like weird looking. They're kind of like flat. But we do have now a higher low and a higher high. Well, yeah. At least we do have a higher high here, and then a higher low, and now potentially another higher high. Now this candle has, just because we're up here, we still got another 14 hours to go. I mean, this could come all the way down here. Who knows? So until this candle closes, we don't even know if this is a lower low yet, or a higher low, I should say. Sorry. Oh, but what I did want to note too is on the RSI. The RSI, we have, what do we have? Let me pause and figure out what we got. Yeah, it took me a second because I had to move everything around here. We have a bullish divergence right here from this low here, the two red candles up top, although it's kind of like a flat low thing. But anyway, regardless, if you draw your line right down here, on the RSI, the second low is lower, and on the price action, it's much higher. So we have bullish divergence there, assuming that this candle we're printing right now remains green, basically. So there you have that. So we got a lot of things that are pointing to up and away. Plus, it's that time in the cycle of the market. So here we are on the 5-day time frame once again. I'm going to have to go watch. Maybe Crown will say in tonight's. I'm sure he'll say in tonight's video where he measures from. It might be that he measures from, because it matters, because the statistics are derived from where he starts, and I'm wondering if it's at the beginning where the extremely low, where the BBWP falls below the 10% line initially, if he measures from there, or if he measures from the breakout. So if we measure from where it fell below the line on the candle close, that's right there. Let's just see what that gets us. Measure right there, and we go up like, and I don't remember if it's exactly 40%. It's something like that. Yeah, it's right around 130. 130. So if we did make it that high, I don't know, could we go that high before next week and then pull back? That would be cray, man. 132 it was. Yeah, it's about a 15% move. I mean, that's really that's not out of the question. All right, so let's take a look at where we're at now. Hey, at least we printed an hourly candle higher than we had before. All right, so we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Things are looking good. So they were talking about, Trump inauguration being a sell the news event. I think we already had that. Part of it. And now it's a pump the news event. Now we'll have to see what kind of executive orders he puts out. And I'm not sure exactly when he's going to do those. Probably sometime later in the day. I don't know. First he gets inaugurated and there's a ceremony or whatever. And then I don't know at what point he does that other kind of stuff. So, see you next time.